get like why we want the things we want, but like they gotta match up too. Like 9 times out of 10, that man ain't gonna choose you. Cause then if you want a man of like a certain status in life or a certain caliber, like you gotta think about how many of the same women want him too. You want a man with all this money who look good and can do all this for you, but you know how many females want him too? And you think he gonna choose your average looking 3-kid having...
I mean, she get it. She understands what it is. But if you put it in terms like this, if you was at a concert at your favorite singer, would he pull you on stage? Like, out of all of the women that's sitting out there and screaming, do you really feel like if you were sitting up front that you would have an honest chance for him to pull you on stage? Out of the women who have 2 kids or 3 kids, are you the top of those? You know what I mean? But most of us ain't even gonna have to worry about that shit. Most of you motherfuckers ain't even gonna meet a high value man. I just what it is, unless you go to a concert and get backstage pass, and that's about the closest you're gonna get. Anyway, next clip.
I want to hear the stories of how you found out you were getting cheated on. Saw her texting a bra in the reflection of her glasses. And when I said, "What are you doing?" she said nothing and locked her screen. I went through her phone when she fell asleep and found a text that said, "I thought you said you had a gag reflex." Bro?
I thought, wow! That's not a message I could read, James. That's not a message I could read. I would rather see a message of her telling the next man I love you.
Oh, 1,000,000%.
Oh, say, I love you, heart thing. I can't read that message. Do you know the maddest thing? Imagine you then start thinking back, but I've deep-throated my girl bag of times.
And she
firms it.
Yeah, fam.
You start thinking, what's going on?
I can't. She would be woken up by the sound of my ribs cracking in my chest.
That's the worst thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing I've ever heard.
Same.
All right, this is one of the main reasons why you should never go looking for some shit in your girl's phone. Like, why? Because if you go looking for trouble, you're going to find it. That's just what it is. If you do want to find out if your girl is cheating on you, everybody has a routine of how they do their thing. There's a certain particular way that she goes through her routine. So you don't have to go and looking for little small clues and all the rest of that shit. The only time I would say for you to look or start looking for clues is when that person goes outside of their normal routine. Now they're trying to formulate a new routine. Then that's when you start doing the investigation. But to go on somebody's phone, don't hurt your own fucking feelings, man. I'm sure his feelings is touched. Think about that. Don't do it to yourself, cuz. Next clip.
What you doing over there?
Stop. I'm trying to clock in.
Clock me in. You ain't gonna clock me in?
Oh my God.
You ain't gonna clock me in?
I'm gonna clock you in.
You gonna make me put it in. Give me that phone.
Stop.
Get it. Come get it. Get it, man. Get it. Get it. What you doing? What you doing?
Report back to your station. I repeat, all workers report back to your station. Report back to your station. All workers report back to your station. I repeat, all workers report back to your station.
So nice.
Play too much, man, for real. That's a bet. That's a bet. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. I get it. Watch out, watch out, watch out. Nigga, you know that's my bitch, nigga.
I mean, you know the rules of the game. I mean, your bitch just chose me.
You know.
Darren, did you clock in?
Yeah, I did.
How about you?
Nah, yeah, I'm about to clock in. Yo, you know what you did, bro. You know what you did. The fuck?
There go daddy, y'all.
Sit down. Get in the back seat. Get back there. Come on, man. Not doing too much. Sit down.
Hey, baby.
Come on, pull up. Let's go.
For those of you that don't know, that's what's called a work husband. And it is a lot of that going on at the workplace. Dudes be happier at work. Don't miss no days because they get to see their boo thing. You got dudes in there acting like your wife is really their wife. Real shit, get jealous, get pissed off, bring them food, all kind of shit. Real shit, man. I done seen it happen in person, you know what I mean? But anyway, next clip.
I do like this little spinny thing with my hips.
Okay. Oh,
just so
okay.
I can
Got
fit
you,
it in me. Because I'm fucking tiny. And most of the dicks that I work with are my fucking size.
Well, I don't want to meet her.
I do.
They set me up with BBC Kings. Like, I worked with all of them.
Oh, we're gonna get into that. No. We're gonna go there.
So I'm like, how else is a little bitch supposed to fit it up in these guts? Just swirl it through.
You hear what you're saying out loud?
So you're like the white Minnie the Stallion then?
Yeah, I guess so.
Because you guys are both like the same size. And is it true that the smaller ones can take the...
Yeah, it is. It's really surprising because a lot of the really, really bigger girls, when I hang out with them, they can't take massive dick.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
6 inches to them, and they're kind of like running away.
Right.
That makes no fucking sense. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Right.
And then for me, I'm like 6 inches, and I'm like, when are we going? Like, what's happening?
That's what I call a hole. That is a big hole. Oh my gosh. Look at that. That's nuts. Jeez. I mean, like a thumb is nothing in there. I can get like 3 fingers in there.
Have you seen it in your stomach?
Yeah, like literally, if you see me get fucked by Brickzilla, I look down, my stomach like protrudes a little, and I'm just like, yeah, there we go, tickle my belly button from the inside.
I ain't never had that ever happen to me. I'm trying to see what that be like. Right there, look, be that.
Let's go.
But you enjoy women, and there's so many. We're jumping so far ahead.
It's okay. Jump around, baby.
Is everyone still your friend? I saw in an interview from back in the day where you said everybody's your friend. Do you still have that mentality?
Yeah, I do. Everyone's my friend until you prove me that you're a fucking asshole.
Right.
And then I'm going to tell you you're a fucking asshole.
Right.
And this is why you're an asshole. And we're going to have a conversation about it. And if you're just one of those people that you're just not going to fucking change, and I'm like, I appreciate you for the person that you are, but unfortunately, we can't really hang out.
I'm not gonna say she's done, but you damn sure done to a lot of dudes. Who following that? Who wants to follow that? It'll take a special type of man to want to make that his situation. I can't see a normal dude. Like, he would have to be a serious simp, but to each his own. Next clip.
When women tell me that their height filters are set at 6 feet or higher, it drives me crazy. Only 14% of men in the United States are 6 feet or taller. Unless you really only want to date 14% of men and limit your options, I would say forget about the height filter, or at least be a little bit more flexible, because you are starting out from a point of scarcity, and instead you should have an abundance mindset and be looking at more people.
Now, first and foremost, if you only starting out with 14%, now think about it. Subtract all the married men. Subtract all of the gay men. Then you got to subtract all of the men that are too old for you. You might be down to around like what, 4 or 5%, if that, might be even lower than that. As long as he's taller than you, why do you need this shit to be a certain number? So, but if you want to fish like this, then hey, so be it. Next clip.
Honestly, the amount of white dudes with Thai women that are waiting to board international flights, it's an absurdity.
Don't you worry about it, bitch. I know somebody like it.
It is crazy. It's like half of the couples in this airport right now are beautiful Thai women with super basic white dudes.
What is your point?
Quiet as it's kept, that shit been happening for a minute, like way before now. I remember that shit like, I was a teenager when I first heard dudes was going over there getting a wife. A dude went over there and got a Japanese wife. So just because y'all now seeing it and you thinking that it's a thing now, no, that's been a thing. Matter of fact, the clip that I got after this one is going to explain to you all from a white man's point of view of how long this has actually been happening. Let's check it out.
Passport bros. You know, white men have been being passport bros for years. I mean, it's not unusual. It's just when the black men started leaving and being passport bros that, oh man, I don't know. What is it about that? Black guys, let me know what's up with that. You guys, man, when y'all started becoming passport bros, the women freaked out, man. Whoa, they're all over the internet.
I don't give a fuck about all of that.
Talking trash, man, left and right. I don't know what it is. But I'll say this, in Thailand now, the black guys are the rock stars now.
That's the fact, Jack.
When they walk down the street, man, they just flock on them. Hey, the white guys used to be the rock stars, but they're not anymore.
What happened to them?
They're the black guys are. And, but if you're going, let me give you a little bit of advice since I've been around a while going over there. If you're looking for Asian guys in Thailand, the Thai guys, they have to pay Sinsat, or at least borrow some gold and stuff and act like they're paying Sinsat means they have to pay at the wedding $10,000 or $15,000 to the parents.
Man, you got to be crazy. We ain't got that kind of money.
To get married. So it's a money exchange. And in relationships of marriage, money is very crucial and involved in the Thai way of getting married. And so it's not American at all. And you're supposed to be kind of like paying the family for taking care of the girl until you married her.
That actually makes sense.
And if you're not interested in that, in money being essential in all parts of your marriage, even after, marry a Filipino. Go over there to them, because they're Catholics, and they're you know, they have a more American style relationships, where in Thailand money is crucial in most unions. And secondly, in Thailand, a Thai girl never becomes American. Just like an American goes in another country, guess what? He's American. He don't change. It doesn't matter what kind of culture they got. He doesn't become Thai.
I thought it was something like that.
He stays very American. Well, Thai people stay very Thai. Thai girls, they only hang out with Thais. They usually speak Thai. They eat Thai. They don't change. Filipinos change. If you're looking for a girl that's going to become American and Americanized, get a job and do everything, you know, that Americans do, then a Filipino woman would be better for you if you're going to go that route. Anyway, black guys, you're the ones caused all the ruckus. Think about it.
Now, the only reason I feel like it's a big deal now is because the dudes is tired of that bullshit that's over here in the West, and it's like, yo, you know what? Let me go try my hand over here. If I had $1 for each one of the videos that a woman said that she don't give a fuck about a dude, take your dusty ass on over there, I'd be rich. So if you don't give a fuck about him, why do you care about this man going over there? And to answer him, that's why. That's why now it's a big thing, because the women are upset and they're bringing attention to it by making videos about the shit. That's just what it is in a nutshell, period, point blank. But anyway, next clip.
I'm supposed to settle for regular type dude.
How tall are you?
I am 5'3".
Dress size?
10.
How much did you weigh last time you weighed yourself?
157.
So what would you rank yourself, 1 to 10?
That's 6.
Almost 33 pounds, 33% over your ideal target weight. And you have 2 children. Overall, does that make you below average, average, or above average?
Average.
Then why should you get above average? What do you mean settle for? You should get what you are. Let's be honest. Why should an average woman say she's settling for an average man? Why would you be settling and he wouldn't? So what would he be doing? Would he be upgrading?
He don't got no money. So if he don't have no money...
You ain't fine enough for no money. You said you're 6. You don't get money.
Okay, so if I wanted a high value man, what do I do?
Be reincarnated.
Like, there's nothing about her that screams other than just average. I just don't understand how women don't get it. When you have kids, your stock drops. You understand what I'm saying? As you get older, your stock drops. That's just what it is. It's not that you're a bad person. It's not that you're still not a good person. You are all of those things before you had them kids, before you got older. You're still a good person. But on this one particular thing, when he's saying, yo, can't just come to the table with just being an average person and expect to get an above average man. Like, I don't understand how y'all don't get that. Men get it, but a lot of dudes will say the same shit and they understand it. It's not like we trying to bend the truth to us. But check this out. I got another video behind here, and it's going to put it in motion, and they see exactly how crazy she sounds by asking for what she's asking. Check this out.
Hey, so where are you coming from?
I'm just coming from the basketball court.
Okay, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I was going to play one-on-one.
Oh, okay, that's what's up. How many games you play? Yeah, I mean, I would have played, but there weren't any NBA players. I mean, I deserve the best. If you're not in the NBA, I'm not going to play against you. Oh, you played in the NBA? No, I've never been. I actually made it to, I played in middle school, and then I was the last cut in 9th grade. Wait, I mean, did you play college, varsity, JV? No, I deserve the best. I mean, if it's not LeBron out there, then why should I bother playing basketball with a regular person? I mean, but you're a regular person. That don't make no sense. I mean, it makes sense to me.
Now that does it make a little bit more sense, but you don't want to accept the fact that you're just an average person. It don't work like that, sweetheart. So hopefully you got it on that one. Next clip.
46-year-old woman. She's found herself in an unhappy situation. She's got a lot to say.
I want a relationship, you know, that's what I want. I had all the adventures, I have all the stories to tell. You know, I just want somebody that I can count on.
All I just heard is that she had all the partying. She was out there finding herself for a really long time. She's 46. How appetizing to a man to know that you got all the nasty out of your system. And now here he is. You want someone reliable and dependable now that you did all that. And he gets to have that consistent image of you doing all the nasty with everybody before because you just told him. How desirable. Why is the brain dead so thick? I'll tell you why. Because all of these women absorb all of this modern feminism for so long, and women lie to them. They tell them that guys are somehow going to receive that information well. And that guy is just like, bye. See you later. You had all the stories. I don't want to know. I don't want to have to go to the STD clinic either on my way out of here, honey.
You're going to have to get your equal. And in that sense right there, you've had all the story, you've done all of that. More than likely, your equal would be somebody who has done the same exact thing. But anyway, that's my take on it. That's that you might have a different one. If you do, put it in the comments, please. But next clip.
Y'all, my mom ate with this advice she gave me one time. It's on my podcast episode, but we were talking about the concept of settling. And my mom had an arranged marriage for context. So she was talking about how, like, you know, this whole marrying your best friend, that's also hot and perfect and all of that stuff is just like a whole idea from the West that you need to marry your best friend. She was like, real love comes from compromise and the matching of like values.
Yeah, you might have just made a fact just now. That's
So then I asked her the question of like, should women just settle if we don't find someone that's like perfect? Should we just settle instead?
What do you mean settle for? You should get what you are.
And she was like, I hate the word settling. She's like, settling should not be the vocabulary we use when talking about dating ever. Because she was like, a realistic form of love is that someone is not going to check off every single box you have, and you eventually compromise on some traits you're okay with and some traits you're not okay with. And she's talking about how, like, you know, the word settling or settle, like, it's just so mean to say about someone.
Okay, I get it. I get it.
And to say there's always like a settler and a reacher, and that instead we should replace that with like more positive words such as compromising, which I low-key agree with. And we can see this type of toxic thinking a lot when we talk about Charlotte York from Sex and the City and that bald lawyer guy she married. And I used to look at that and be like, oh my God, she settled. But it's like, no, she compromised for traits that she needs in a lifelong partner and traits she doesn't need in a lifelong partner. And at the end of the day, she found out someone being, you know, sexually attracted to her, a provider, those were necessities, and she could compromise on looks. So I don't know, I thought that was a really interesting outlook that I wouldn't have thought of myself unless I asked my mom, who had this vastly different experience with like love and dating and marriage than me.
All right, let me break this down for you. In a relationship, you're not settling. You get what you can get. That settling shit, that is for you. People say, oh, I settled for this. No, you didn't. That's the best that you could get, because if you could get better, you would have gotten better. Let me give you an analogy. You already know I love to get these. If it was a 5-star restaurant here and a regular restaurant, fast food restaurant here, and all I wanted was a burger, money is no issue. I'm going to go over here and get the one that I want, because I feel like if I'm in the mood for a burger, I want a good burger. Money's no issue. I'm going to buy the one, the best that I can get. Now, let's say I got $5. Well, that's out of the question. So the best that I can get right now is this. It's not settling because it is out of my reach. I don't qualify for that. It's not the fact that you're settling. You get what the fuck you can get. Why would you settle? As highly as women think about themselves, why in the world would you settle? So stop using the word settle, because you're not settling. Period. Next clip.
I need a name for the opposite of being friend zoned because I am so exhausted.
Fuck zoned.
of having this experience where I think I've made a genuine guy friend. We're laughing, we're having a good time, we're bonding over mutual interests. It just feels very wholesome and fun. And then they say something suggestive, and then I have to either A, not reciprocate, or B, set a boundary, and then they just stop talking to me.
Well, what did you expect, that we cuddle?
And this can happen in any like phase of a relationship. Either you've just met or you've known each other for a little bit. And it's so dehumanizing because it's very clear then that I was only seen as a romantic or sexual prospect and not as like a person.
How do you think I feel?
If you have a name suggestion for this awful experience, put them down below. Feel free to share your experiences because I would love to have just a bonding moment with people who have also gone through this.
I don't understand how women don't get it. I don't understand how y'all don't get this by now. 99, maybe 0.8, 0.9% of men, they're going to see you like that. Like, you have to really be unattractive for a man not to look at you like that. And I don't understand how many men have to tell you this. That's what it is for us. That's what it is. And the ones that's in the comments are saying, oh, no, it's no, man. Okay, well, you part of the 1%. Sit your little 1% ass down over there and be all right with it.
Sit your $5 ass down before I make change.
It's us, the other 99%. We're talking right now. We're trying to educate a young lady right here. You understand what I'm saying?
Nigga, next time you hear grown folks talking, shut the fuck up here.
And as far as you want a name for it, like, I don't want to be harsh in a manner, but the same way y'all got a friend zone, we got a fuck zone. And if you don't do anything to get yourself out of that fuck zone, that's all that we'll look at you as, if that makes any sense. And I don't want it to sound harsh, but that's just the reality of the thing. That's just what it is. A man and a woman cannot be just platonic friends. And you might not like it, but that's just nature. And if it wasn't nature, why do you think so many men fall into this category? It's better for you to understand the category than for you to think it's gonna change just because you don't agree with it. So, until y'all see me again, man, y'all be easy.